If you're ready to stop dealing with slow shared hosting, CPU limits, and random resource errors, and you want full control, better performance, and real scalability, this complete Hostinger VPS tutorial is for you. In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step how to properly set up Hostinger VPS hosting from scratch. No steps skipped, no confusing jargon, no assuming you already know server management. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know how to choose the right VPS plan, deploy your server the correct way, connect your domain, secure your VPS, install a control panel, install WordPress or any app you want, optimize performance, and get your website fully live. Whether you're upgrading from shared hosting or starting fresh with VPS, this guide will walk you through everything the right way, so you don't break your server or waste hours trying to figure things out. And if you want the best Hostinger VPS discount available right now, click the link in the description below. I've added the exclusive Hostinger coupon code right next to the link so you get the maximum discount and save an additional 10% off than what's shown on the Hostinger VPS pricing page. Quick disclosure, that link is an affiliate link, which means I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you, and you still get the lowest pricing available. Alright, let's launch your VPS the right way. The first thing you want to do is click the Hostinger VPS link in the description below. Once you land on the page, click Claim Deal and you'll see the available VPS plans. Hostinger currently offers multiple VPS tiers: KVM1, KVM2, KVM4, and KVM8. Now here's what those mean in simple terms. The higher the plan, the more RAM you get, CPU cores you get, storage you get, and the overall performance power your server has. If you're running a single WordPress site with moderate traffic, KVM1 or KVM2 is usually more than enough. Multiple websites, WooCommerce, or higher traffic, I'd recommend at least KVM2 or KVM4. High traffic projects, client hosting, or resource heavy apps, KVM4 or KVM8 is the safer move. For this tutorial, I'm going to use the KVM1 plan so you can see the full setup process. Once you choose your plan, click Choose Plan. You'll now be on the cart page. On the right hand side, click Have a Coupon Code. Paste in the exclusive promo code from the description below, and then click Apply. As soon as you apply it, you'll see the total update instantly, giving you an even bigger discount than what's already shown on the page. Next, select your billing term. If you want the lowest monthly price, go with the 24-month or 12-month option. Just keep in mind the coupon code won't apply if you choose the monthly billing term. You'll also see an option for daily auto backup. This is an optional add-on that automatically creates a backup of your server every single day. That means if anything ever goes wrong, whether it's a bad plugin update, a configuration mistake, or something breaks, you can quickly restore your VPS to a previous working version. If you're new to VPS hosting or managing important websites, I do recommend having some type of backup system in place, whether you use Hostinger's daily backups or set up your own backup solution manually. It just gives you an extra layer of protection and peace of mind. Next, you'll choose your server location. This determines where your VPS is physically hosted. To change it, simply click the drop-down menu and select the location closest to your target audience. In most cases, you want to choose the data center nearest to the majority of your visitors. That helps reduce latency and improve overall loading speed. Once you've selected the best location for your audience, you can continue to the next step. Next, you'll select your operating system. This is where you choose what software environment your VPS will run on. You'll typically see options like Ubuntu, Debian, or other Linux distributions, and pre-configured setups that include a control panel or a specific application like WordPress. If you're not sure what to choose, I recommend going with Ubuntu since it's the most widely supported and beginner-friendly option for VPS hosting. Now, if you prefer, you can also choose a pre-installed control panel or application. That can simplify setup because some components will already be configured for you. And don't worry, you can change or reinstall the operating system later inside the VPS dashboard if needed. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose the CyberPanel option because it gives us a visual control panel and makes it much easier to install and manage WordPress on a VPS without having to configure everything manually through the command line. This is a great option if you want VPS level performance but still prefer a dashboard similar to what you're used to on shared hosting. Once you've selected CyberPanel, click Confirm. Go ahead and click Continue. From there, you'll either create a new Hostinger account or log into your existing one to complete the setup. Once your payment is complete, you'll be taken to the secure your VPS access section. Here you'll need to create a panel password. This password will be used to log into your CyberPanel dashboard, so make sure you create something strong and secure. I recommend using a mix of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and special characters, and saving it somewhere safe. On the right hand side, you'll also see the option to add an SSH key. This is optional and mainly used for advanced users who want to log into the server securely without using a password. If you're a beginner or just setting up WordPress with CyberPanel, you can skip the SSH key for now. You can always add one later inside the VPS dashboard. Once you've created your panel password, click Next to continue. Next, you'll see the additional features section. First, there's the malware scanner, which is free. I recommend keeping this enabled. It helps monitor your VPS for suspicious activity and potential security threats. Next is daily auto backups. This is a paid add-on that creates a backup of your VPS every day so you can quickly restore your server if something breaks. If you're managing important websites or client projects, having automatic backups can give you extra peace of mind. However, you can also set up your own backup system later if you prefer. And then you'll see the option for a LiteSpeed license. Since we're using CyberPanel, which already runs on OpenLiteSpeed, you typically don't need to purchase an additional LiteSpeed Enterprise license unless you specifically require its advanced features. For most WordPress users, OpenLiteSpeed works perfectly fine and performs very well. So for this tutorial, I'm going to leave these settings as they are and click Next. Now your VPS will begin provisioning. You'll see the setup progress bar, and this process usually takes around 5 to 10 minutes. What's happening right now is that Hostinger is creating your virtual server, allocating your CPU, RAM, and storage resources, installing the operating system, and configuring CyberPanel automatically in the background. You don't need to do anything during this step. Everything is being prepared for you. You can stay on this page and watch the progress, or you can leave and come back later. You'll also receive an email once your VPS is fully ready. Once the setup is complete, you'll see this confirmation screen that says you're ready. Now your VPS is fully deployed and live. On the left, you'll see the VPS Dashboard option. This is where you'll manage your server, things like restarting it, checking performance, accessing settings, and viewing your server details. On the right, you'll see the SSH access command. This allows you to connect to your VPS using the terminal. If you're comfortable using command line, you can copy this command and log in directly. But since we installed CyberPanel, we're going to manage everything through the dashboard instead, which is much easier and more beginner friendly. So go ahead and click Manage VPS, and let's jump into the dashboard. Next, you may see a short onboarding survey asking about your VPS experience and what you plan to build. This is just for Hostinger to better understand how you're using the service. You can go ahead and answer the questions if you'd like, or simply close the window to continue. It doesn't affect your server setup in any way. Once you're past this screen, you'll land inside your VPS dashboard, and that's where we'll start configuring everything. Now we're inside the VPS Overview dashboard. At the top, you'll see that CyberPanel has been installed for us automatically. You can also see the default username, which is admin. On the right hand side, click Manage Panel. This will open CyberPanel in a new tab. When you click Manage Panel, you may see a Not Secure warning in your browser. Don't worry, this is completely normal at this stage. CyberPanel is loading directly from your server's IP address, and since we haven't issued an SSL certificate yet, the browser doesn't recognize it as secure. To continue, click Advanced and then choose Proceed to IP address. You'll then be taken to the CyberPanel login page. Once we finish setting up your domain and issue an SSL certificate, your website itself will be fully secure over HTTPS. If for any reason it doesn't open automatically, you can also access CyberPanel directly by entering your server's IP address, followed by :8090 in your browser. For example, HTTP, your server IP, :8090. It'll look like this. You'll then log in using username, admin, password, the panel password you created earlier. Once you log in, you'll officially be inside CyberPanel. This is your VPS control panel, and this is where you'll manage your websites, domains, SSL certificates, databases, email accounts, and more. On the left-hand side, you'll see the main navigation menu. The section we're going to focus on first is websites. Before we install WordPress, we need to create a website inside CyberPanel and attach it to our domain. So hover over websites and then click Create Website. Here, you'll enter your domain name, select the package. You can leave it as the default, select the owner, input your email address, choose your PHP version. I recommend selecting the latest stable version available. You'll also see a couple of additional feature options, including OpenLiteSpeed, Apache, Backend, and Create Mail Domain. For this setup, you can leave both of these unselected. Then click Create Website. This will generate the hosting environment for your domain on the VPS. Once the website is created, the next step will be pointing your domain to the server's IP address if you haven't done that already. And I'll show you exactly how to do that next. Now, before WordPress will load on your domain, we need to point your domain name to this VPS. To do that, we need your server's IP address. You can find your VPS IP inside the Hostinger Dashboard under the VPS Overview section. You'll see it listed next to your server details. Copy that IP address. Now go to wherever your domain name is registered. The steps are similar for any register. You just need to update your A record to point to your VPS IP. Now, if your domain is registered with Hostinger, let me quickly show you how to update the DNS. Go to Domains, click Manage next to the domain, click DNS Name Servers, find the A record for the root domain, click Edit. Type is A, name leave as @ points to, paste in the VPS IP address we copied, TTL, change it to 300. That just controls how quickly DNS updates refresh, and 300 works perfectly fine. Click the Update button. That's it. If your domain is registered elsewhere, like Namecheap or GoDaddy, the process is the same. You just update the A record to point to your VPS IP. Now, keep in mind, DNS changes take anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours to fully propagate. Once the domain is pointed correctly, it will start loading from your VPS instead of your old hosting provider. While we wait for DNS to propagate, we can still install WordPress inside CyberPanel, and once the domain finishes updating, everything will connect automatically. So let's go back into CyberPanel and install WordPress. Inside CyberPanel, go to Websites, and then click List Websites. Find the domain you just created, and click Manage. From here, look for the option that says Install WordPress. Click that. Now you'll fill in a few basic details. Enter your site title. Create your WordPress admin username. Create a strong password. Enter your email address. Once everything is filled out, click Install WordPress. CyberPanel will now automatically download WordPress, configure the database, and complete the installation for you. This usually only takes a few seconds. Once it finishes, you'll see a confirmation message. Now you can access your WordPress dashboard by going to yourdomain.com/wp-admin. Enter the username and password you just created, and you're officially inside your WordPress site running on your VPS. Now, the final step is making sure your website is secured with SSL. If your domain has fully propagated and is pointing to your VPS, CyberPanel should allow you to issue a free SSL certificate through Let's Encrypt. Inside CyberPanel, go to Websites, then click List Websites. Find your domain, click the arrow drop down next to your domain, click Issue SSL. CyberPanel will now generate a free Let's Encrypt SSL certificate for your domain. Once it finishes, your site will load securely over HTTPS instead of HTTP. And the final step to make sure everything is fully secure is to head into your WordPress dashboard, hover over Settings, then click General. You'll see two fields, WordPress address URL, site address URL. If both already show HTTPS, you're good to go. If they still show HTTP, simply add an S to both to make them HTTPS. Then scroll down and click Save Changes. You'll be logged out of WordPress since we changed the site from HTTP to HTTPS. Just log back in. Your site will now fully load over HTTPS. That means your WordPress website is now running on VPS, fully installed, connected to your domain, and secured with SSL. And just like that, your WordPress site is now running on your own VPS server. Now that your WordPress site is live and secured, let's quickly optimize performance. Since CyberPanel runs on OpenLiteSpeed, let's configure the LiteSpeed Cache plugin, which is already installed and activated in WordPress. This plugin is especially built for LiteSpeed and OpenLiteSpeed servers, and it dramatically improves loading speed by enabling server-level caching. From the WordPress dashboard, go to LiteSpeed Cache, Presets, and choose the Advanced preset if you want strong optimization out of the box. For most users, that's all you need to do to see a noticeable speed boost. Now, your website isn't just running on a VPS, it's running on an optimized VPS. And just like that, your WordPress website is now running on your own VPS server. You've set up everything from scratch, configured CyberPanel, connected your domain, secured your site with SSL, and optimized performance all step by step. That's the power of VPS hosting: more control, more performance, and the ability to scale whenever you're ready. Now, before we wrap up, let me quickly show you a few important sections inside the Hostinger VPS dashboard so you know where everything is. Under Security, you'll see Malware Scanner. This monitors your VPS for suspicious files and threats. It's already active by default, which is great. Firewall. This allows you to create custom firewall rules if you want to restrict certain ports or IP addresses. Most beginners won't need to adjust this, but it's here if you want more control. Under Backups and Monitoring, you'll see Snapshots and Backups. This is where you can manage manual snapshots or upgrade to automated daily backups if you want additional protection. Under OS and Panel, you can view your current operating system, reinstall or change the OS if needed, manage your CyberPanel installation, and under API, you can generate API tokens if you're integrating your VPS with external applications or development tools. Most users won't need this, but it's available for advanced use cases. The great thing about VPS hosting is that you have full control, but for most WordPress users, you won't need to touch most of these settings after initial setup. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit the like button, it really helps the channel, and subscribe if you want more step-by-step hosting tutorials like this. And if you're ready to get started with hosting your VPS, click the link in the description below. I've included the exclusive coupon code right next to the link so you can save an additional 10% on top of the current discount. And if you're still comparing plans and want a deeper breakdown of performance, pricing, and which VPS tier is best for your situation, I also have a full Hostinger VPS review. I'll link that here on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.